How is everybody doing? And welcome to our brand new podcast. Are you excited?
Yes.
How excited are you?
Oh, 10 out of 10.
So this podcast show is going to be the hub for everything topical that goes on in the world and what is going on in our lives. Not much. So the podcast is called What is a Chat? So anytime you hear anyone saying what is a chat, that's what our podcast is going to be about. It's going to be about what everyone is talking about. So the plan is to make it weekly. Is that a bit ambitious?
Yes.
We're going to go for weekly, but it might be, is it bi-weekly? Is that a thing? So, what we're going to do today, the best way to start the podcast is introducing ourselves to you. The podcast is with myself, Matthew, and of course, Alex. So, we are going to let you know everything about us to a point today.
Almost.
We've got 21 questions. It was going to be 20, but Alex loves 50 cent. So, Alex, are you going to go? Don't want me to do the first question?
If you want.
We'll ask you. So, the first question is, how did we first meet?
We met at work.
And what was your first thoughts? And what did you think when you
Am I allowed
walked?
to say that?
You can say it. You can say what you want. What did you think of me when you first saw me?
I think
Apart from
really,
wow,
He has a lot of fake tan on, lots of like bright white teeth.
lots of
You were
them.
quite camp.
And did you think that's the person for me?
No, not at that point.
And how long ago was it? 9 years, or longer than that now?
That was, we've now gone on to the third question.
Oh, sorry.
it
Jumping
was-
question. So we met at work,
Yes, we met at work.
and you thought I had a lot of white teeth
Yeah.
and lots of fake tan, and I was quite camp.
Yeah.
And now we're doing a podcast.
Yeah, and I would never have thought we would have ended up here because I didn't think I was your type.
What did you think my type was?
What am I?
So, okay. But obviously I changed your mind. What is,
And that was 9 years ago.
I remember when I first met you, were so blonde. You were ultra blonde. What is, that's all I remember really. What is the second question?
How long ago did we meet? Which was 9 years in April.
Was it?
Yeah.
So we met
2011.
9 years ago, and then you always say that you thought we were just friends
We were
to
just
begin
friends.
with. We weren't.
We were.
So I used to, every Friday, ask you out for a drink, didn't I?
Yeah.
You don't get embarrassed. So every Friday I would say, oh, don't go out for a glass of wine. And you genuinely thought that was because we were friends. And I'm not saying we weren't friends, but I had a sort of
Ulterior
motive.
motive.
Yes. But you must have as well.
No, not at all. We were just friends. You were the nice, like.
Would you
camp
go
guy from
out
work.
with a lot of people every Friday night for a glass
We
of
never
wine?
went out every Friday night.
No,
we
not-
didn't
but-
always make it every Friday
Yeah,
night.
but a lot of Friday nights.
Yeah.
So if we were to change it and I was to go out every Friday with somebody just so we were friends, would you would you be like, oh yeah? I'm just asking.
That's not fair. But you also went out with lots of other people.
Yeah,
I
I
think I
suppose
was
so.
one of many. So.
You're the only person that said yes every week though.
And that was 9 years ago.
That's a long
In
time.
April.
That's almost a decade.
Since we met.
Yes.
Since we met.
Is this leading on to the next question?
I think so, yeah. Well, is it your turn or is it
I'll
my
ask the
turn?
next question. I don't want to say because I can't remember all the questions.
Right,
So relationship length.
how did we meet and how long ago was that? So we know where we met. We met at work and that was 9 years ago in April.
Yes.
First impressions, well, obviously, I've told you mine.
Yes. So relationship length. What has this been? Has it been
It'll be 8 years around March time.
8 years official?
Yeah.
But there was like a crossover, wasn't there?
Yes.
So don't. So every time Alex has a glass of wine, it's because she's feeling nervous for some reason. Come in here. That's it. So you're in the camera. So we've been together officially for 8 years,
Yeah.
and we've been good friends for 9 years, and we've been in between friends and together for 8.5. Is that fair enough to say?
Listen, I'm fine. I had nothing to
I
hide.
think that's why I did that. I think that was. I think it was 8.5 years. I think because obviously you didn't just jump straight into a relationship with me, did you? So there was. So we've been together 8.5 years, and we've always worked with each other.
Yeah.
So many people say to us, "How do you cope working with each other?" But we've not known any
Not
different.
really different, no.
It's always been like that. So lots of fun. So 8.5 years. Well, 8 years. Sorry. Next question. It's my turn to ask you now. So, I think this kind of, we probably know the answer to this. Who made the first move?
You.
That was quick.
You've just explained that though.
Do you remember what the first move was?
No idea. Did you
Not.
want your toenails cut?
No, don't say, no.
I'm sure you did.
That's not a move.
I'm sure you said, oh, I need a pedicure.
That's not a move.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was.
So now anyone that goes for a pedicure, if any guys go for pedicures now, their girlfriends are going to say you're making a move on somebody. So I used to actually, I do remember, I used to book appointments to get my nails done, just to spend time with you. Slightly creepy that, isn't it? A bit. Did you do my toes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Regular.
Regular?
Really bad.
Well, not that bad.
They were at the time.
Okay, when you
And
fixed
you wanted
them.
to wear flip-flops that day, so yeah.
Just adding to the sort of first impressions, isn't it, really? But yeah, I used to look at your book to see when you had, no, it was your book. I looked at your appointment book to see when you had space in the book, so then I could spend time with you for that wee half an hour. It's slightly stalkerish, actually.
Quite nice.
It is nice, but it sounds slightly creepy, but it was in a nice way. I promise you. And it obviously worked.
I just thought we were really good friends though.
We weren't. If anyone is looking on how to make a good first move, get your toes done. Yeah,
It's really creepy.
that's it.
Right, next question.
Next question, what is it?
It is, what was the first date? I think we've got different answers to this.
We do. The first, because we got together unofficially and not quickly, but there was that sort of crossover. So I always think the first date was the date that I said the 3 words to you.
No, you don't
See,
say
I
you
do-
love somebody on a first date.
No, but as
know,
you
so-
said, we
so
went out.
Calling that a first date is that's even worse.
So I could say the first date was the first time we went for a glass of wine.
But yeah, that's
Because
an unofficial first date.
in my head I knew we were a couple then. Because that was my plan. But then we've done lots of things that weren't official dates. What's your first date? Your thought of the first date?
Well, that was the first time we made a big deal about it.
The one when I said the 3 words.
Oh, the 3 words, yeah.
I'm not saying the 3 words because that's one of the questions, is it not?
Yeah, so that's the next question. You
So
said-
wait a second though, so what would you say our first date was?
Well, because we talk about it as though it's our first date. When you took me to
Yeah.
Harvey Nichols for a meal, and that was very romantic and.
So that was like 2 months in.
And you bought a new jumper, and
So the sign of me making an effort and making a move is getting my toes done and buying a jumper.
yeah.
Hey, it's great. We've signed up for. So is that your thought on the first date?
No, we've always just said, "Oh, that was our first date."
There
But it
was
wasn't
there
really.
was a moment that we sort
There was
of
quite a lot of nights out and drinks.
yeah, there was a lot of
before
nights
that.
out and stuff, but there was also a moment. I don't know, can't remember exactly what the significance of it was. I think when I sort of said in public that I liked you.
The jump room was that?
Remember that? There was in that room. This is sounding worse
The
and
bar,
worse.
yeah.
Yeah, remember that? And was that the first, like, proper staying in
I was quite
public
surprised.
and a bit of a kiss in public as
I
well?
was quite surprised at that.
Do you think our mums are going to listen to this?
No.
My mum might. So yeah, I said in public that day in that bar. So it was the Queen's Arms, wasn't it? Just we may as well give details. And you're out of the screen. Come back to the screen.
Having
Also,
some wine.
just quickly in between this, I forgot to say at the beginning, for anyone, this is a podcast chat, for anyone listening to us on all the podcast providers, please subscribe and give us a rating as well. Obviously, preferably 5 stars. That would be great.
I didn't know we had to be rated.
We get rated on the podcast things. So, and you can also leave comments on the podcast provider things as well. We all are also filming it for YouTube, and subscribe to that and leave a comment down below. That's what we say. Do you want to say it? Yeah, leave a comment down below
Leave a comment down below.
and give us a thumbs up on YouTube and on
Comment down
podcast.
below.
Yeah.
That's a bit dodgy.
Yeah. Only if you've got a dodgy mind, Alex. So that was our first proper official date in my mind was 2 months into the relationship, because we were obviously busy enjoying ourselves for the first 2 months and we didn't have time for the date. So that's what happened. That's my question now.
Uh-huh.
Also, I hope everyone's enjoying this so far. I genuinely do hope so. So who said I love you first?
You.
It is me.
Well,
Can you tell everyone how I done it?
you
'Cause
wrote it on a receipt.
was that a receipt?
Yes.
Not a napkin.
No, it was a
Was that a
receipt.
receipt? So when we were out at Harvey
Or
Nichols
you
having
said to
dinner,
the girl, can I have a bit of paper? And she gave you a bit of the back of a receipt.
Yeah,
Like a towel.
that's right. So Alex went to the toilet, didn't you? I thought you weren't coming back. And then I bought a cocktail for you that I thought you'd like. and then I wrote I love you on a wee bit of paper
Well,
beside the
you
cocktail.
said some other things too. Do you not remember, Matthew?
What else did I say?
Having a great night with you, baby. Something like quite cheesy.
I'm having a great
corny.
night with you, baby. I love you.
Something a bit corny, like that.
Quite cheesy.
What did I say?
Thanks. You said, quite like you. It's nice to have a good friend.
I never said that.
So that was the first time. So that was 2 months, and that's quite quick.
But we'd known each other.
We'd known each other for a lot longer. I heard something the other day, like guys say I love you a lot quicker than girls say it.
Because they're more needy.
Possibly, yeah. Guys say it on average within like a couple of months, and then girls say it longer. But by the time the girls say I love you back,
The boys have
the
moved
boys
on.
are bored now, and they're like that. It was kind of the chase that was after. I don't love you anymore. But that obviously never happened. Genuinely never happened, did it? So
No, I stuck around.
you did stick around. What is the next
And then
question?
we went to see I met your mum the next day.
Oh yeah, with the dogs.
Was that the first time I met her?
Probably, yeah.
I think
What
it
was your first thoughts when you met my mum? Did you think I've got a lot to live up to if this is a
Yes,
woman in his
Your mum
life
was
just
lovely.
now?
And she'd just got the puppies,
Yeah,
Bo and Mia.
yeah. And Mitch was still
Mitch
about.
was there,
And
yeah.
that was at that place,
Yeah.
Orchard Brae.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I met Melissa for the first time too.
hmm Melissa, who is Dan's fiance.
Your sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law, yeah. That's quite scary.
But no, I thought they were very nice.
And what do you think of them now? I'm only joking. Obviously, I think that.
Still very
Only
nice.
joking. Next question.
Keeps going off my phone. The next question is, are we married?
No,
Not yet.
we will be this time, and no, not this time.
How many days is it till we get married?
I'd guess. Do you know exactly?
Yeah.
Right, let me guess. Let me have a
I
guess.
googled it earlier, so I would have the answer.
I think it is about between 480 and 520 days.
You're wrong.
How wrong?
621 days till we get
Wow.
married.
Well, I wish it was sooner. I do. So we're not married yet. We got engaged a year and a bit ago.
Do you know how many days ago we got
Oh,
engaged?
jeez, do you?
No.
You've been doing research for this. No, I think we got engaged 920 days ago, which was really nice. So yeah, we got engaged in September, not last year, but the year before. So 2018.
So
In Vegas.
21 days till we get married.
Yeah, and you had no idea, did you?
No.
What was your thoughts? Were you like, oh shit?
But when you asked me
Yeah.
before that,
Alex, genuinely, when I asked you, you didn't say yes.
I can't remember. It's a bit of a blur.
You almost had a breakdown, I think. I think you were sort of like,
I don't have
oh
a
no.
breakdown.
No, you did.
Why would you say that?
And it's so funny because when we got engaged, there was people jumping out the windows. Like there was people. So we were in Vegas in the restaurant Top of the World. That's like at the top of this place.
Well, it's not on top of the world.
It's
Is it
called
the
on.
top?
It's called on
Yeah,
top of the
but
world.
It's not actually on top of the world.
Well, obviously it's not.
Do
The
you remember
world's.
what it's called?
It's called on top of the world.
Do you know what the hotel
The
is
stratosphere.
called? The stratosphere.
So it's on top of the stratosphere. You're still. You're out. You've only got half a face.
I'm tired.
Bring the
It's a
chair over.
revolving restaurant.
So revolving restaurant, and on the windows, the glass things, it had beware of jumpers because people not
It's
like
what do you
cardigans,
call it?
but
like abseiling.
yeah. So people like
Not
jump off the
abseiling.
top of that and bungee jump or
That's
something.
a bungee jump, yeah.
So when I was nervous about asking and then seeing somebody jumping past me, it was quite worrying. But thankfully it wasn't you.
It wasn't me.
So that was obviously very nice. And we will be married in October
621
21.
days.
621 days. Have we got kids or, yeah, together or individually? I feel like I'm on a
Question
quiz
doesn't say
show.
that. I do. I have a lovely boy. He's 16.
He is a lovely
Do you
boy.
have any? I've not met any of yours.
Not that I'm aware of. No, I've not got any children. Obviously, like, you've got
Are you
Taylor.
sure?
Taylor feels like my child.
So we're almost a stepchild.
Almost a stepchild.
You're almost
Taylor.
a stepdad.
Oh, it's funny because we wind Taylor up about this so much.
You're sort of more like.
We're very
pals,
good friends. We're
aren't
very close, and we've known I knew Taylor before we became a couple as well. I'd met him a couple of times. Obviously,
When
because
we
you
were
brought him
just
into work. Yeah,
friends.
when we were
Yeah.
just friends for those 3-4 months. But we do joke with Taylor. But yeah, he is a great guy. 16. He can leave the house soon. I'm only joking, Taylor. Don't think I want that. Right, next question, babe.
Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
My phone keeps
I
ringing.
think I would like to do a quiz show one day.
Oh, it's a bit of a boring one, this, but age difference. 4 years.
I'm sure they can all guess.
4
that-
years.
What side? Who's?
I'm 4 years younger than you.
You could be.
I could be, but no.
If
I have a
I
toy
was-
boy.
Have you always liked younger men?
No. Another reason why it should never have happened.
And I suppose like, if you don't like younger men, the older people get, then obviously to like people older, it's going to become quite difficult at some point. because people not that you're at this point now, but people that are older might obviously start dying off.
I didn't like them that old.
Oh. So you weren't wanting to like be a carer?
To be honest,
no, there's not a big
honest,
difference.
You were never my type. I mean that in a nice way. It just wasn't. It
I
was
broke the mould a
unexpected for
bit.
me. It was unexpected for me.
It just
And
came
that's
out of
a really
nowhere.
nice thing, yeah.
Did you just wake up one morning like, wow, he's here? Literally.
No. Like
How did he sneak in my bedroom?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah, there's a small age gap. Not
I don't think
nothing
it matters
major.
now, though.
It doesn't matter now
I
at
don't
all.
think it matters either way.
Within reason. It doesn't matter at all. Right, this is an embarrassing question, to be honest, for me.
Why? I thought it was you.
Who's taller? You're out of the screen. Come to the screen.
You're taller.
Am I taller?
Well, you think you are, so I'll let you be taller.
I
Maybe
think-
half an inch. So how tall would you say you are?
Say about like 6'1".
Well, that's ridiculous. Like, do you know? Have you actually
No, I've-
measured yourself?
I've never measured
my-
myself. Like, I think I'm quite, like, if I go to the doctors and they say, how tall are you? I just say, not very. Because I'm not.
But it doesn't.
What's the cut-off point between a dwarf and me? Like, it must be quite, I think I'm extremely short.
I wouldn't be with you if you were a dwarf.
I'm extremely short. I think would it be 5'6"? Is that what you say you are?
No.
5'7"?
No.
Is it less?
So I want to know what you think you are.
I think I'm 5'7", 5'8".
Well, you can't be, because I'm 5'4.5".
Really?
Exactly.
You're small. See, I
measured myself once.
we'll stand up at the end of this and we'll see. But I think I'm 5 something. I think that's all people need to know. I'm not tall.
Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't, but I'm not
And
tall.
when you wear your
I
heels
was
at the weekend, it's okay.
I went out to watch football after working one Saturday, and a random guy came up to me and said, "Oh, I found somebody that's shorter than me." Genuinely, that's what he said. There was a group of guys and he said, "We finally found somebody that's shorter than
Is
you."
that when you had your platform trainers on?
Probably, and I was still shorter. I was like, I genuinely had no idea. I couldn't argue with
Your
him.
baby spice trainers.
It was really nasty, and I thought, I can't really get back to him with that, because I was. Right, next one, Alex. Your turn. Don't we to ask it since your phone's not on.
Phone's not.
Who is the most sensitive? This can vary. Both have moments.
I know, but I don't cry when people get letters home on Big Brother and I'm a Celeb. You do. You're like, oh.
I think anybody that watches Big Brother or I'm a Celebrity that doesn't cry when these people get letters home from their family, it's not right. I don't think. Like, I find it hard to cope with it.
So I think you've
But
answered your own question.
I've not answered it because I was saving this for this question. There was once we were in bed watching a film or a TV programme, something, and you just started crying.
Oh,
What was it at?
Entourage.
Entourage. So it's a comedy. For anyone that's not, it's like the most slapstick, ridiculous,
It's not really.
early comedy.
It's not that funny.
It's a comedy though, and you.
It was the last episode and it just sort of tied things up. Like Friends this morning.
That was I wasn't ready for
I
that.
my face because I found
I
it.
seen that.
And I heard you sort of going, because you were trying. It gets you. There's
It does.
little moments that it gets you.
It does,
So
but
that's, I'm not generally a crier at television or films.
No,
so
but
it's
you-
not real.
if you cry at Entourage, you've obviously got a sensitive side.
I never said I didn't.
You do have a sensitive side.
Anyway, I'd say you're more.
Am I more sensitive? Yeah, I do.
I think
I
as
cry
time
it a
goes on,
lot.
You've become more needy and more sensitive.
No, you can't say I'm more needy. That's not the question.
Sorry, you're more sensitive.
I'm more sensitive. I think I'm probably more of a. I'll cry more throughout the year than you.
Do you?
I'll cry, like not on my own. I don't just sit in bed and cry, but I do cry at I get emotional at
But
things.
sensitive doesn't have to mean that you cry.
Sometimes I watch like anything. I can.
Things maybe hurt my feelings more. That's a bit of being sensitive. Whereas you're a bit more like doesn't. bother
Sometimes
me
I'm
what
saying a
somebody thinks
story.
Or somebody says.
Even to a client, when I'm doing somebody's hair and I'm talking about a story and get a lump in my throat about a story, even if it's just something about that, not anything that's a big deal, I get the lump in my throat though. So possible, I might be slightly more sensitive. Who's the most crazy? What does crazy mean? Crazy in love.
See, I think that's quite a ambiguous question.
What does that mean?
It means it's.
What does it mean?
Well, look, I just think there's a lot of different ways you can mean crazy. Like, there's crazy as in, like,
Schizo.
nuts, psychotic. I definitely
Would you give yourself that one?
Sometimes. If you push me to it.
Yeah, there's times you've been schizo.
But so have you.
I know that. No, I know that. But again, consistently over the 8.5 years, you might have been slightly more schizo.
But when you're pushed into it, then...
Yeah. No, I know
give
that.
You reason to be.
So we're agreeing you're more crazy,
No.
in a sort of. You said it.
I don't think that's how they mean it.
Who mean it? You wrote the questions, Alex.
No, I didn't write the questions. That wasn't my
It's
question.
not how they mean it.
That wasn't
You mean
my
it?
question.
You sure?
Yes.
So we'll put you down for
Like
most
crazy
craziest.
as in... No, I don't know.
It's a difficult one.
Yeah.
It is very ambiguous,
I
isn't
think
it?
when we've spoken about this before, you thought you were more crazy because you think it meant a bit more like, oh, I'm cool, I'm wild.
I'm really cool and crazy.
Yeah, I just do all this crazy stuff.
Part of the Wimbledon had the crazy gang football
Sorry?
team. Wimbledon, they were called the crazy gang, but they
This
were
isn't
they
a
were
football
no, but they were
podcast.
crazy.
Okay. Next question?
Me or you? Who's asking
I
it?
don't know, just you ask it.
Who's the funniest? Who makes no? Again, it's different. You have your moments. You have very funny moments.
I think that you think that you're the funniest.
I do. I think I am
Just
quite
because
funny.
you make jokes, you think you're funny, but I think I'm funny in a much more subtle way than you.
Is that ways that you think of things in your head and think I better not say that, but it would be really funny?
No,
You are very witty at times.
Witty?
Yeah,
I'm witty?
You're witty at times. You have your moments. But yeah, I think I've got in my head. I think I'm something different than I actually am.
You make a lot of jokes.
What's your favourite joke?
I don't necessarily think it's...
What we'll do is you say a joke and I'll say a joke and let people that are listening decide who's the funniest.
No, because
say
it's
a
not,
joke.
I don't think being funny, that's what I'm saying, I don't think it comes down to a joke that you make.
Say a
I
joke.
think it's in general. No, I don't know jokes.
Favourite joke?
I can only think of your favourite joke.
Oh,
About the tractor.
I stole that from my mum, so she'll.
Well, there we go. So, you know, it's not even that funny, it's quite a...
What about the envelope one? That's like, oh, I've given it away now. So we're both funny.
Yeah, but in very different ways.
And if anyone again is watching this or listening to this that know us, comment down below and say who you think is the funniest. So this is an easy one. Do you want to ask this question so you can answer it yourself as well?
Just need your face to open.
Your face is out the screen, Alex.
Who's more stubborn? Well, you.
I'm not more stubborn.
You are.
I'm not more stubborn at all. I'm the least stubborn person. We need your face to be in more. You need to just stay there.
Okay.
I'm.
No, I suppose I can be a bit more stubborn.
I think like you are, and not in a bad way.
No, in a good way.
In a
obviously.
positive way, obviously. You're very positively stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you would dig your heels in big time.
Because I'm usually right, though.
Next question. So this is a
Worst temper.
Yeah, it's. I think your temper builds up. You can see it building. I think you can see like there's like
Crazy.
the wee veins start moving and like you start going that way. Where I think I can be a bit more randomly, just bleh. Whereas you're consistent, like it builds up with you.
Really?
No, you're not consistently angry. No, you're consistent. You're maybe more measured. Your anger and temper, and then you become stubborn.
So why are we together and you want
Your
to marry
face
me?
isn't in the screen.
Doesn't sound like I'm
No.
that good a fiance.
You're amazing,
I'm
obviously.
stubborn, I've
No,
got a
no,
bad
but stubborn's a
temper,
good thing.
I'm psychotic.
No, you're not psychotic, bad-tempered, and angry.
Old.
You're not. Oh Jesus Christ! This isn't going to be we thought. No, no, you will get angry, and then
think
probably for a
it's-
longer time you will be.
I think I stand for less than you. I think I've got a lower
Yeah.
tolerance and...
And your temper, if you've got a bad temper, it will last for a little bit longer than mine. I think.
Really?
I would say so. Mine's I can get out of it quite quick, temper-wise.
Okay. I'll let you
We'll,
have
agree,
that
we'll
one.
agree to disagree. No, we won't agree.
I'll let you have that
Yeah.
one. I'm not...
Not
it's
fast,
my
eh?
worst- It's not my worst quality.
You're getting
you know.
angry. You're losing your temper. Don't throw anything. So, next question. I think, who is the loudest out of the two of us?
You?
I whispered that question.
100% you.
Who is the loudest out of us? Do you think it's me?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
probably...
People comment on you being loud as well.
Yeah, to
Like
the...
clients who come in and you say,
What do I say?
hi,
I don't speak... I,
how are you? And it's just very loud.
I don't mean
and
to
I don't
be,
mean that
but-
as a negative, but yeah.
yeah,
but
I
don't
am
think
quite
it's a bad
loud. And
thing.
people have commented on
You
it.
do
Not
your videos and
not
things.
always in a positive way people have commented
Whereas
on
I'm
it.
quiet and I'm in the background.
You're not in the backgrounds. You need to get your face in here. So yeah, I think I'm a little bit louder. But I might just turn the volume up on your part of the podcast and people say, no, it's definitely Alex. She's the loudest one. Most competitive.
Oh, you.
I want to get something out of my system with the
You
competitive
are.
thing.
Like, that's just
I am...
definitely you.
I don't know if I'm fixing my hat. I am very competitive, but just
And vain.
I'm not vain. I want to... just to put this out there, out wherever it is, I don't think in the Olympics that there should be a second and third place. There should only be a winner.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there.
The fact I don't
think,
care is because I'm not competitive.
Yeah, I don't think people should celebrate finishing second or third place.
I don't disagree 100% with that.
Okay, good.
I see your point.
See where I'm coming from. Thank
Yes.
you.
Are you going to tell the story?
Nope, not telling
Tell the
any.
story.
Nope, I'll say that for another time.
No,
I'll say
tell
that.
the story.
What one?
Well, what one were you going to say? The one where you threw the medal away?
Yeah, I threw a medal away. I didn't. Well, first of all, I always throw away runners-up medals.
And in case nobody knew, Matthew used to play football.
I used to play football. I never kept any runners-up medals because they don't mean anything. It's celebrating, not winning. That's all that is.
So the story.
But I was in primary 7 and we had won the league with the school team, and I don't know if anyone listened that used to go to my school, but I was the best player in the team. I think people was sort of, I was up there anyway. I was a captain. We'd won the league, but I never got player of the year. So I threw my medal away because I thought I should have had player of the year. When I say it out loud, I feel like it's a bit of a tantrum. Mm-hmm. But it was more than that. I should have got player of the year.
So other people, not me, would say that's just being a bad loser.
But it's not, because it pushes you on to do great things. And there was actually a couple of players of the year given.
Oh.
They were giving it to people that they felt it was tried. And trying doesn't matter if you're not good. Anyway, I don't want to go back to that. It upsets me. Who is the best dressed?
You're the most sensitive.
Exactly. See? It all comes back to
You're
it.
the best dressed as well.
I'm not the best dressed.
You are. You are.
I don't think so. It
You
depends. Like, I get laughed at a lot. Like, we walk
Don't
down the
get
street and
laughed
people
at.
look at me. Funny.
But that's when your jeans are ripped from like your
Of what?
top of your leg right down your.
When I
Right.
went to our salons in the West End, and I went to the shops and had my ripped jeans on, and the wee old guy, bless him, he's so nice, but he said to me, he's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay."
Oh,
He was
the
like,
agent.
"I was really worried about you because I thought something had happened because of your jeans." And he genuinely meant it. It was such a wee
You're
shame.
You're much more fashionable, so I would say you're the better dressed.
I'm trying to do, only because you mentioned it today, wearing my socks over my trousers just now.
Yeah.
And there is a bit of me that I think I like that, but there's another bit of me that thinks I feel like a 16-year-old walking around the streets.
How did you feel when you wore your socks and sliders?
Socks and sliders are a great thing.
Oh, how was it when you were running for the plane?
So we were on holiday recently, and I
The
thought
gates closed and we're running. And you're
socks
trying
and
to-
sliders were a really good thing, and they were. It was comfortable. I just felt great with them. And then we had to run for the plane, and I don't know if anyone's tried to run in sliders and socks, but it doesn't really work. I was at the point of almost taking them off, but I thought running through the airport with my socks on probably wasn't going to be accepted too much. But we made the plane, it was fine, we made it.
You're quite edgy, so yes, you're the better dressed.
Thanks, Alex.
You are.
Oh, here's one for you. We can even up the marks a little bit here. Well, maybe. Who's the best cook?
Well, I don't think that's a fair question because you don't cook, so it has to be me. So I get that title without really having to try because I'm not a good cook, but I'm a better cook, as in just because you don't cook anything.
My argument against this is the things that I have cooked since we have been together have been pretty perfect.
What are they?
There's been a few pizzas.
Is that when you've just put them in the oven?
Yeah, but that's
So
what you do
you've
with cooking.
heated it up.
But I heat them up extremely well.
Well,
If there was, you've got like
you
great.
undercook things.
I don't undercook
You do
things.
undercook things. Your pizzas are still like
My pizza.
cold in the middle.
No, they're not. My pizzas
They
haven't
are.
got brown bits on them because they're like just
I like
perfect.
things well done.
That's why you like my tan so much. Yeah, I don't like my food overly cooked. Not that you do that.
You like
don't do
it
that.
undercooked?
No, I just
But
like
you
it.
do like it undercooked.
cooked
Like,
to-
the food that you cook is not cooked. Your chips are still raw.
Well, they're not raw, and
They
that's.
are.
But that's quite. The times I have to cook are because I'm hungry.
Anyway, so as far as
So,
who the better cook is,
You are the better
only
cook.
because you've never cooked. You might have heated things up.
You're-
I
you're-
think I'm the better heater upper, but I also think when it comes to actually cooking, and I'm not a good cook at all. But
You're a good cook.
I'm not a good cook. What did I cook from scratch?
You made a very nice dinner last night.
That's different. That was like M&S dinner.
That was a very nice dinner though. I enjoyed it. Thought I'd throw that out. No,
It's
you are the
more
best
cooking than
cook.
you
You
do,
do, yeah. But the
I heat
question,
things up better,
the question
I cook
was
better.
your face is out. Your question wasn't. The question wasn't who does the most cooking, or you would obviously win.
No, but that's what I mean. Because you don't cook, I get that title.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Not at all.
To be fair, you are a better cook than me. Is this the last question coming up?
Don't know. Is it?
Because yeah, I think is it
Oh, it is. Yeah.
the last question. I've quite enjoyed doing this. Have you enjoyed it? Alex, we had a wee break in the middle, and Alex was like, "Oh, sorry, I just pulled you there, didn't
No.
it?" It's like 8 years ago. Down to my toes.
9?
We had a wee break to get the camera thing in again because it doesn't matter why. But Alex said, "Oh shit, can we do this again? Because I'm rubbish." And you've been amazing. It's been good. Do you think
Not a
you're going to
natural.
enjoy doing this every week?
No.
Are you going to dread it every week?
Uh-huh.
I have had it today, so it's Sunday today that we're filming it and recording it.
So we haven't asked that last question.
No, I'm coming to that though. I'm just talking to our audience.
Your mum.
My mum. So mum, I spoke to you earlier, so it doesn't matter. I hope it's more than my mum that listens to it.
Don't know.
I hope so. We'll see. And what was I saying?
The last question. Your
No, I
mum.
was saying it was Sunday.
Are we going to enjoy doing this? No.
Oh yeah, so Alex, I had to bribe Alex really to do this podcast. I've been convincing you for about 6 months. I've been talking about it, and I had to bribe you today with like lunch,
Oh, I thought I was getting dinner. Too.
and then dinner, and then
And
drinks.
wine.
But there is football on today, so we're going to see that as well. So the last question, last but not least, I like this question thing, is I don't know why that's happening. Do you want to ask a question?
Who's better at DIY, Matthew?
As you, I can't even lie and joke about it. You are the better do-it-yourselfer. Do-it-yourselfer? Is that a thing? You
Really?
are. You are a lot better. I built a bed once.
You didn't build a bed.
I built a bed.
Okay.
I built a bear. I'm only joking. No, I built the bed. You say that you had to fix it,
I did. I had to tighten it all because it was falling to pieces.
and you've got your own toolkit.
Well, yeah, a wee bit.
You've got your own toolkit.
Yeah, okay.
It's pink toolkit.
It's not a pink tool.
It used to be a pink toolkit.
No, never.
Did?
Actually, never. I've got proper tools.
I've said this to you
I've
before.
not got girly tools.
One of Alex's favourite adventures to the shops. Remember, you went to what was it for again?
I went to B&M's to get.
You said that really sexily. I went to B&M's.
to get a screwdriver because I'd left my screwdriver somewhere.
Where did you leave your
Maybe
screwdriver?
at work.
Alex
I
just
found a
carries.
screwdriver. Listen,
Sorry.
I found a screwdriver sort of packet, so you could get all different sizes and like bits for your screwdrivers. You didn't have to buy 20 different screwdrivers. You could change the bit on it, so it would, Allen keys, and it was only about 18.99. So you just take the mickey out of
No,
it.
I'm not taking the mickey, but you were generally so excited when you got back from the
Oh,
shops
it was a
that
great
day.
buy, and I've used
But-
it so many times.
Yeah.
I built these desks. I've built so many things.
Alex, like anything, not any conversation that somebody says, but any sort of topic that comes up, your answer is, I've got Allen keys, isn't it? Like, or a screwdriver.
Oh, everybody's got Allen keys.
I've not got Allen keys.
Well, you have. We have them from things that we've bought. You get Allen keys from things that you buy. Like,
Oh, like, sorry.
what are you doing?
No, just because I want your face in the
It's not
thing
that
as much as
kind
me.
of video.
Your mums are going to watch this. God.
Anyway,
So you've got lots of Allen keys and a toolkit.
it was a screwdriver thing.
Oh, but you've got Allen keys as well.
Okay.
The I used a wrench once when I worked as a mechanic for like a week.
I don't need a wrench.
The wrench thing, it was quite a good tool. That
Okay.
if you had to take, this is an extra question. If
That's
you could,
not 21 then.
if
That's
you-
22.
no, it's not a real question. If you could only take one tool with
a
you,
screwdriver kit.
would be the screwdriver kit.
Screwdriver kit. There's so many things that you can do with it.
You're going to be the new voiceover for B&M's.
I
Imagine.
have that sort of voice.
Come shop at B&M's. Get your screwdriver. So
So I'm the handy one.
you're
is what we're
you're a
saying.
lot handier than me. I
I'm
think
the
there's,
handy person.
and it's not my answer to everything, but I think there's people out there
That I
that
can
that do
pay to
things.
do those
Yeah,
things. Ah,
sometimes.
there are. of
But you're
course
you're
there are,
very
but
good, and you are quite.
Also, if you
I think
you
you-
pay people that cost you money, and you could use that money to do other things.
Your
There's not
dad is
endless
obviously an
supply.
electrician and he fixes everything. He fixes so much for us. So you obviously get that from him.
I do, yeah.
And you've seen him fixing things all your life, so you now
Was your mum? I suppose your granddad was quite.
My granddad was
good at
very,
stuff like
he
that.
was
He must
very
have taught
good.
you a few things like putting up a hanging basket.
Hanging basket, I've done that. I can do that. We spoke about this the other day, that I
Yeah.
drilled into the outside of a house.
Well done.
That was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, yeah, you are much handier than me and you fix more than me. You fixed me. So, I have honestly really enjoyed this. How much have you enjoyed it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Honestly,
Yeah.
not very much.
Have you not? Why not?
I just don't feel comfortable.
Have you enjoyed it the more you've, like,
Yeah,
the
I
further
feel
on we've got?
Yeah, but
It is
the first sort of 95% I haven't.
But the last 5%, you know, it's almost done. I think it's difficult because
You're used to all
you've got a
this
microphone put in
attention
front of your face,
a
and then
very
we've got a
bright
bright light, and then we've got a camera, and then you've got to think of questions, and then you've got to think. Yeah, it's quite a lot to think. But because we're going to be doing it at least once a week now, it's going to be fine. You're going to be podcasting in your sleep. But this is the end of this one, the end of our first ever podcast.
Maybe not if I make us.
The end of our first ever What's the Chat with Alex and Matthew.
Yeah.
That's it. So thank you so much to everyone for listening. What have we got to say to them? What have they got to do?
I don't know.
Say. So you've got to subscribe. Tell them to subscribe.
You've got to subscribe.
What have they got to subscribe on? All main podcast
Comment
providers.
down below.
Comment down below.
And
Share. You can share it if they want.
Subscribe to YouTube.
Leave a comment. Let us know what you thought of it. Please.
Hashtags.
Be kind though.
Do you
Don't
hashtags?
hashtags.
I don't want
Don't know.
nasty comments.
Yeah, no nasty comments. Nice comments. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone for listening. I've absolutely loved doing it. And we are going to be talking about a lot of things in the future. There's going to be topical things. There's going to be a bit of news, a bit of TV, a bit of our lives, a bit of everything mixed in to our podcast show. I love saying that. So no, thank you so much to everyone, and we do hope you've enjoyed it and do all the things we've asked you to do. And we will see you in a week's time. Bye. Thank you. Bye. There, it's done.
Bye.